And I wasn't going to make a video about ZABU because it's going to get nerfed. But then if you look at my collector's track here, I got Absorbing Man the day he reduced from Pool 4 to Pool 3, and then Spider-Man right after. If that... I don't have a choice. I don't have a choice at that point. Look at this. What am I supposed to play? What am I supposed to play? Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another Marvel Snap video. Really excited for what I have coming for you guys today, but just full disclaimer, it is short-lived. As you can see from this tweet right here from one of the developers, the Silver Surfer and ZABU days are coming to an end soon. I don't know, we don't really know how they're going to be changed, at least in this time of making this recording, but the nerfs are incoming, just as a full disclaimer. And so what I have for you today is the highlights from this ZABU deck I put on stream, and it is insane. There were certain points in the stream where I literally said this deck is playing itself because it was just so good. Where I was focused on trying to be better at streaming, and I was focused on trying to be better at interacting with viewers and stuff like that. Where I would barely look at the board. I'd never snap in these games. I don't retreat because I just have so many cubes where I don't really care anymore. But this deck was so good. And it's so good where ZABU's getting nerfed, and we don't know how it's getting nerfed or rebalanced. We don't know how ZABU or Silver Surfer is getting rebalanced. But man, what a combo Spider-Man and Absorbing Man are. Spider-Man, on reveal, your opponent can't play cards at this location next turn. Insane. Absorbing Man, if the last card you played has an honor ability, the card copies it. So basically what this means is you can do a few things. Really disgusting things. Absorbing Man, by the way, even when you don't use him with Spider-Man, is still insane. White Queen doesn't matter really, but Jessica Jones' ability is really useful. Enchantresses can be useful in some circumstances, not all the time. Jubilees can be really useful. Just very, very strong cards. Sunspot, really good in this kind of deck, where Sunspot is kind of a decent backup plan if you don't draw ZABU, even though I do think it's mostly correct to retreat on non-ZABU games if your opponent is in a good position. But Sunspot on turn 1 is always, really, really good. Lizard kind of does a similar thing to Sunspot, where both of these cards, if you don't kind of get to do what your deck is hoping to do, they're decent backups. Where Sunspot will just grow throughout the game, and if you have these awkward mana turns, where if you don't have ZABU and you don't have Lizard, but you have Sunspot on 1, then you pass turn 2, pass turn 3, and you can play your first thing on turn 4, where you've just gained 5 power into Sunspot, and Sunspot is 6. Because you pass turn 2, pass turn 3, plus 5 to Sunspot is 6. Lizard is very useful for the games you don't draw ZABU also, but also it's just a pretty good card by himself. I mean, Lizard, if you play Lizard tactically, not in lanes where your opponent is going to flood the tile, then Lizard is 5 power, which is just very, very useful. And also kind of neat, with Enchantress, Lizard gains a little bit of value, nothing too crazy, but you can basically stop Lizard from getting reduced if you Enchantress the Lizard, which is very nice. Some people might be confused why I'm playing Enchantress in the ZABU deck. And there's 2 reasons for that. The first one is that if you Enchantress your own ZABU later on, it doesn't really matter. If you've already, if you're on the 5th turn of the game, especially with the feature location that was going on, you don't really care if your ZABU gets hit because you're playing a 6-drop anyways. But also, Enchantress is really useful in the mirrors, where, you're kind of more focused on the Spider-Man absorbing package here than you are anything else. But when your opponent has, Darkhawk and stuff like that, Darkhawk Mystique, Cerebro, there's all kinds of decks where Enchantress can be really, really useful, which is why we're still playing it. And the other cards here are super budget, but this deck does super well. You can snap super effectively. It's pretty self-explanatory when to retreat. Games where you don't have ZABU, games where you don't have powerful stuff to do. But, I mean, other than... all of these cards are pool 3. So, Magneto, I think, is a really, really useful 6-drop. I think he is definitely the best 6-drop you can play with this deck. If you don't have Magneto, I would maybe play Chavez just because it's a guaranteed 6. But you could also go for an Infinite line where your plan is to float turn 5 with a Sunspot and then go Infinite. Infinite is also really good to hit with Jubilee. Maybe even just try Hulk if you wanted to, honestly. I don't know how I feel about that. I do think Chavez is really good in Jubilee decks in general because it's always a 6-drop that's going to stay in your deck. So it's 4 mana, sometimes 2 with ZABU to make 10 power, which is very useful. And one of the big issue with the Jubilee decks where you're trying to, or the Lockjaw decks, where you're trying to slide those powerful cards into play early, is when you draw them, and Chavez kind of stops you from drawing them. So it's a much lower, less powerful outcome, but it's a lot more consistent that you don't just have dead cards in your hand. Other than that, I mean, the deck is pretty similar from the last time I played it. Jessica Jones, just 4 mana, 8 power. Moon Girl, if you have a bunch of 2-cost 4-drops in your hands, doubling them with Moon Girl is really useful. Warpath is just one of the better 4-drops I have. 4 mana for 9 power is really good, and some of the times you only want to play for 2 locations. Very useful. Spider-Man and Absorbing Man, already talked about how gross that is. White Queen, it gives you a little bit of information on your opponent, and it's just an overstated card. When you're spending 2 mana for 6 power, that's really good. But that's the deck. I hope you guys enjoy. There's going to be another video showing this deck on Saturday, and maybe Sunday if I'm feeling really bulls. If you have these cards, I say give it one last hurrah before Zabu and Silver Surfer get nerfed, because you have no idea what Zabu's going to look like after. But I hope you guys enjoy the video, and I hope to see you guys for our next Marvel Snap video. Right. Maybe not. Maybe not. I guess... it's tricky. It's tricky. This is a good hand, though. This is like a pretty good hand. I think we play Lizard here just on the upside that Lizard sticks. Like, they're not going to have 4 spots here. I think if Lizard lives, this is actually like a really good spot for us. Play Armor, so that didn't matter. Let us go Zabu middle, I think, just where it's protected. They have a Zabu as well. We have Spider-Man, which is probably pretty good in the tiebreaker, but I'm not confident enough to snap currently. We are going to go Zabu middle, though, just to keep it safe. And then, like, if they Enchantress our Zabu, they have to... Yeah, you're right, I think. That's our... So we both got each other's Zabus, is what that means. Which is kind of hilarious. Because this is my Zabu, this is theirs. So we both got each other's Zabus. Zero into Typhoid Mary. So they're going to have Magneto last turn of the game, and that's kind of unavoidable for us. So where we Spider-Man, we're going to win the spot. I think it's Do we think they're going to go middle? I don't know if they're going to go middle. They might just not go right. Like, if they just don't go right, we can just do, like, this, and that's probably enough to beat it. I don't think they're absorbing now. This is maybe fine. We just need to make sure we can beat the Typhoid Mary is the thing. If we're winning both, like, if it goes like this and they don't play anything left, we're actually pretty ahead. And they get a Magneto. I think with them only getting Magneto, we're in a pretty good spot. I think dismantling variants would be really cool. I would not keep a single pixel. Okay, so we get Jessica Jones, which is good. Warpath, which is good, and Moon Girl. So they're going to have 2 Magnetos, and we get a Red Skull. Or they play Red Skull. So they have Magneto in hand, and we also have Magneto. But we're just, like, super ahead here, right? Like, they can play... We can make it so we either get Magneto or Infinite off of this, right? Like, we can go Dracula here, Absorbing Man, Zabu, and then we're either adding 12 here, or we're adding 20, and then they have to play to right, but they only have Magneto. So we're totally full here. They can't move cards, so we're guaranteed to win this, right? Yeah, guaranteed to win. Zabu is like playing itself. Like we have done basically nothing this like the entire stream. I've just been reading chat and like going outside in the middle of the game to get a bag for my girlfriend, and we're up like 10 cubes already. Whereas Zabu's kind of just playing himself. The nerf is very fair, like very very fair. In my opinion, I think it's a really fair nerf. Alright, Kunga bro. Enjoy your pumpkin. We'll go Zabu into Mojo World because we kind of just want quantity here over quality. They have their own Lockjaw, a gamer of taste and class. I think my plan is to Moon Girl the good cards. So, like, I think the good cards here are like White Queen, Enchantress, and Sunspot. Because White Queen is 12 in the middle. And that's 2 White Queens in the middle. Sunspot is just kind of filler. And then Enchantress could potentially deal with some other bullshit they could play here. Where I feel like that's pretty fair. They play Moon Knight. Which is fine. Also, playing Moon Girl ends up being really good against Moon Knight, right? That's true. That's very true, Small Chief. That is very true. I guess you have to establish the what's the word? Like you have to play that card to get like the value from it. Like where you have to start with what's the word? You have to start with the Gambit. Like there's no other choice, right? If you're doing that, you have to start with Gambit. Get an Apocalypse. Probably 2 Apocalypses. And an Infinite. They get a Morbius and a Swarm. And we get Magneto. So Magneto middle is fantastic because we get to pull out these. We get to pull out Moon Knight. Is it necessary though? I kind of want to just make sure I have full cards here. Like I feel like that Moon Girl is Devil Dino's best friend and they synergize crazy good together. That's really cool. I think there's actually a variant where Moon Girl is like sitting on top of the dino, like they're like just hanging out. They're having a good time. Let's go Warpath right, and then we can like just Enchantress here. And I think this is like maybe good enough. It's going to be pretty close though. So we are happy that we played that. So it's a tie and we win because of Shuri's Lab. Nice. Victory. Middle. Can I get him 1 more power? I think that was close. I honestly think we played that pretty reasonably. I think it was just like they just had it. We're gonna play Lizard middle, I think, so that way Lizard can turn into a symbiote, and just hopefully they don't play 4 cards here before it turns into a symbiote. Might have been my evil plan goes to Marvel Snap Daredevil. It was the Marvel Snap. That's funny. I really like both of those videos. The next video I'm uploading, the video today, I guess, actually, I'm really excited for. I think this is one of my better videos I've made. I'm actually really excited for it. I think my favorite video I've made so far was the Leech Sniper one. I think the Leech Sniper video was really, really cool. I really like that one. I listen to a lot of music on YouTube, so I kind of hard to search my history. Very fair. Very, very fair. So we want a Spider-Man turn 5. So let's Jessica Jones left, I think, because this is 8. And then, honestly, we can just go Jessica Jones, Vibranium. And there's no way they're playing Killmonger in their Reality Stone deck, right? Playing Jessica Jones is kind of a problem because then we can't Spider-Man, so maybe we don't want a Jessica Jones this turn. Maybe we just want to do like this. And then we can go Jessica Jones, Spider-Man the following turn. And we just float with Sunspot this turn. Yeah, no, that is super, super early on. Enchantress is nice. But so now we can go Jessica Jones, Spider-Man. We have 8 on the left, which is currently the most power. Their Sunspot is going to be 5. And they can't play another card left. We're winning middle, and then we can Magneto always. We're also still winning right, which is of note. Okay. Play a Vision. So Vision is currently the biggest card there. But so we're gonna have... So Jessica Jones is gonna be 8. And 8... So we're gonna go +4, +3. And they're gonna go -3. So we're gonna be +7 to 18, and they're gonna be -3, where their Vision actually isn't big enough if they play it here. And if we play Magneto middle, I don't think they can win middle. Where I feel like we snap on this. Because if we just do nothing here, I think we win. Yeah, the Vision variant is really cool. I don't know if it's my favorite, but it's really good. I think this is a win. This feels pretty good. I mean, we're winning all 3 lanes currently. Arrow? Yeah. Woo! Yeah, so I mean, they had to play right for Vibranium Mine because of Zabu. We add 12 middle, and we already have 9. And then we did the math where they couldn't have more power here because the Vision was going to be -3. So that was like a real nail biter, but we did kind of count it out. We did the math. I don't know. Like it's a tough discussion. I think like Surfer as right now is like so good though. Like it's way too good right now. You think it's a bit much? I could see that. I mean, I don't know. I think 3-0 is like just a little too harsh though, right? I just don't know like what the middle ground there is. Like I feel like 3-1 isn't enough, and 3-2 makes it so. Yeah, maybe you're right. You might be right. I could see it. So we can't play to here at all, which is kind of awkward. I guess we can go Zabu here and then hopefully just draw Magneto. You know what? Thank you, Sleepy. I spent a lot of time this morning trying to figure out how to add stuff for Twitch, and that was one of the things that took me a while, was figuring out how to do that. So we can't play to Crimson Cosmos at all. So I think we just go like... This is kind of just terrible, honestly. We can just go like Jessica Jones here, then Spider-Man, Absorbing Man. I think this is pretty rough for us, though. What do they have? So we get a She-Hulk, which is nice. So we can go Spider-Man here. Pass. This costs 4. And we can play it here. Oh, man, if it costs 4... No, it doesn't cost... It doesn't end up... It still works, right? We can still go Spider-Man here, She-Hulk here, right? And then this grows, so they have to play to 2 tiles. Like, we can go She-Hulk here, and then... Yeah, they retreat, okay. I was going to say, so because of the Sunspot, they can't play a card here. They have to play She-Hulk here if they want to fight for the lane, and then they can't, like, they then have to play something else here, but they can't use on reveals. Dude, Spider-Man Absorbing Man is, like, the most disgusting combo I can think of. So I think we honestly, I think, can snap on this. We can play Zabu left in the nowhere zone, and then if we play Zabu left, like, they can't Enchantress us, and we just have a free Zabu, right? So we're going to play Lizard right, because they're probably going to flood Mojo World, and then we play Zabu left, and I think it's really strong. We've kind of, like, have we won every game we've played? I've been, like mostly reading chat, and I feel like we've won all these games. Janny Twaza followed very recently. Thank you very much for following. And thank you to everyone hanging out on the stream. I think it's really cool that like I have a lot more people in here when I just start my stream than I used to have on streams that I was like streaming on for like 4 hours. So I really appreciate everyone hanging out. It's like honestly such a great feeling, like having people like like your content and stuff. Like my YouTube's doing really well, my Twitch is doing really well. I really appreciate it. I made a YouTube video last night where I was like, hey, I don't have 500 subscribers yet. Like this is the YouTube video that's coming out today, and I was like, oh, but like thank you all so much for like checking out the channel and stuff like that. And now, like, this morning, like, I passed 500 followers again, where it's like, what's the word? Like, I made a thank you for almost being at 500 followers. The video's already recorded, like, it's already going to come out. But, like, now I'm over 500 already. You know what I mean? Which is kind of hilarious. But also really, really cool. They play in a Tuma here. Okay. So, we get an Armanzola from White Queen, so they want an Armanzola. Thank you, Sleepy Dude. I appreciate it, bro. I appreciate it. We can play... Can we just Magneto away this? Can we just Magneto away on the Armanzola turn? Where we can just go, like... We can play... So we can get another card in their hand, which I don't think we need. I think, honestly, best play is just, like, Sunspot here... and then Warpath here, and then just Magnetoing the Attuma away. And then they can't White Queen it. I guess there's no reason not to play Absorbing Man if the last card you played has an unreveal ability. So we have to go this first into Sunspot, I think. And just go like Warpath. Okay, so they play this. I mean, so if I just Magneto their Attuma here, they can't... On-reveal abilities don't happen here. We do it first. I feel like we won this. Did I already snap? I already did snap. But, like, so their Attuma is going to go right, and we're winning right. Attuma's going to die at the end of turn currently. Our Lizard's a little bit weaker, but it's also going to get stronger. Okay, they have a Red Skull. It's fine. Dude, ZABU is such an unfair card. I mean, like right there. I think the best deck you could make... So they go Psylocke, we get Jubilee. We get Magneto. Yeah. Free to play, okay. I mean, yeah. I guess they do kind of perpetually add cards to pool 3, so it is kind of like a growing timeline. But, like, so that is kind of shitty, but at the same time, they can't, like, you don't need every pool 3 card, right? You just have to hope that the good ones aren't the last pool 3 cards you can get, but since you have the token shop, you can really manipulate what pool 3 cards you get, right? So, like, that is crazy and like kind of ridiculous, but I guess it could be worse. Hopefully I get the creator thing. Yeah, seriously. That'd be great. That'd be so much easier. Titania and the HUD. So, we're winning this tile, and then we just need to win this one? Keep in mind, so neither of us can play 6 drops. Like, there's no... Like, since everything costs 1 less, it's 5 and 5. So if they play a card, I get Titania. And then if they play another card, I get Titania, but I can just soak. I think I'm just supposed to pass here? So if I play Warpath, I get Titania. Then if they play a card, they get... So I reveal first, I get Titania. They play a card, they get Titania. So I want to hold off on playing a card so I don't get, like, locked without the Titania, right? I think I wait till last turn of the game. I mean, keep in mind they're -2, so it's actually not a huge difference. where we can just soak. So they play a card and give me Titania. They play a magic. Oh man, that makes it complicated. That makes it so complicated, actually. Oh, what do we do about that? We don't have a 6-drop ourselves. We can play Spider-Man here. And then if we play Spider-Man, they get a card. And if they get a card, then... Well, I guess if we play Warpath, they get Titania. And then they can play a card here. But if they play a card here, we keep Titania. And this is just the most power we can have in play. I have no idea. I have no idea what to expect here. Radiant pressure. Hello? What is this? Oh, thank you. So we can Magneto to the hood. And they're locked out here. They can't play anything. I think we just snap. I have no idea what's happening. I think we, but we're like winning right where I think it's fine. I think Ryan Freshen, you get to open a chest every 1 to 2 days. So for me, I think that Hearthstone and Magic have infinitely worse economies than those games. Like so much so where in Magic,
this just in.
We got a Shang-Chi anyways. Shang-Chi in there yet. We got a Shang-Chi from their deck. I think ZABU's a little bit weaker with the feature location, but ZABU is kind of just so strong where it doesn't matter. Like, unironically, I feel like we're playing at, like, 50% capacity here, where we're, like, you know, like, I'm just, like, reading chat and, like, talking with chat, and we're still, like, destroying these games. I know, seriously, you talk about Shang-Chi enough, and then we have the Shang-Chi, which is, like, the exact quality my Shang-Chi is, by the way, so I actually just thought this was my Shang-Chi. And the other big boys? I guess that's true. I don't know. That's a toughie. That is a toughie. We can... We want a Jessica Jones turn 5 because it fits our mana nicely. We can Spider-Man left and Lizard left. And then we can play Jessica Jones here second to last turn, Magneto here the following turn. And if they play a really big card here, we can Shang-Chi. So we can go like Jessica Jones, Shang-Chi, Magneto middle. They play as ZABU themselves, so they can't play anything left. So let's go Jessica Jones. And then Shang-Chi's like kind of awkward here, actually. Where we could just go Jessica Jones and then soak with the Sunspot. I guess it's slightly better. Well, this is 8 power. I guess we can just play Enchantress here to add 4. And then this also keeps our Lizard big. I think this is better than we Magneto here. And I think Magnetoing here is actually pretty strong. Because, I mean, we're already not ZABUing last turn. We're Magnetoing. And then we mute their ZABU, boost our Lizard Man. And White Queen. So I think this is a win. Because we go Magneto here. And we're going to take White Queen, Spider-Man, and ZABU. And then we're going to win right because of power, currently. And then if we don't, and they, like, if they don't play right, yeah, they retreat. He counter himself there? That's so true. Sunspot into killing is amazing. Like, actually 10 out of 10. Oh, yeah, they had their own Shang-Chi there, and they didn't even use it, right? They had a Shang-Chi themselves. Because we got it from their hand. So they had a Shang-Chi there, too. No, you're actually spitting. That's so true. That's very true. I mean, we have to play ZABU. I think we just play ZABU left for stats because we just want to win killing. They're going to be a little bit ahead on the Sunspot. But we can go... We can go Moon Girl Lizard here, which is actually really good. And then we get Warpath, Spider-Man, which seems really, really strong. They could have let you one right in Shang-Chi your biggest. 1v1v IRL about the Shang-Chi disrespect. I'm so sorry. No disrespect needed. No disrespect intended. So Killen is locked up. If they Magneto us, which is possible, we can actually take their wave. We can go Magneto here and take their wave, which seems really good. And we have a second Magneto because of the Moon Girl. Moon Girl, Best Girl. And they're darkhawking us. We get a second Magneto, though. And they're locked out of this turn. We can no longer play anything middle, though, where if they're a Galactus deck, we lost. And I'm 90%... Yeah, they're definitely a Galactus deck. If they go Wave Darkhawk, they're going to Galactus middle, right? Like 100%. And then, like, there's no... Like, we can't win. Like, we have no cards to play middle, right? Yeah, I think there's no way. Thank you so much for making it to the end of my Marvel Snap video. I'm currently making a Marvel Snap video every day, so if you do enjoy, please consider liking and subscribing. It does help me out a lot. I also stream live at twitch.tv/homeboymaxwell. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you tomorrow for my next video. Have a great day.